and I hope everyone has had a great week. And so today's topic, what I want to touch on is, are you paying the right price? Now, what do I mean when I say, are you paying the right price? Well, here's what I know in now over 3 decades of owning and running businesses is that there's a price to be paid for success. There's also a price to be paid for failure as well. And what I want to share with you today is be thinking about in your own life of looking at, are you paying the right price? And what this comes down to is that when we talk about that there's a price to be paid for success and a price to be paid for failure, is that it's going to cost you something. And for success, it's going to cost you, it's hard work. There are going to be times where you're not going to feel like doing it. There's going to be opposition that's going to come up against you. There's going to have to be a price to be paid for being successful. And that's no different in your business as it is in your health. There's a price to be paid for being healthy. Now, what I will share with you is there is also a price to be paid for not doing it. For example, talking about your business is that in the context of this is that there's a price to be paid for not picking up the phone and making the calls that you know that you should make, right? Getting better at your presentation or handling objections, whatever that is, there's a price to be paid. And that price is not getting the business, closing the amount of business that you want to do, getting opportunities, getting in front of prospects and customers or clients, whatever that looks like for you. There's a price to be paid for not doing it. And I can take that into just any part of your life, in relationships. There's a price to be paid when we don't spend time with our spouse, that we're not loving and caring, and we spend time with our children. All of those things, there's a price to be paid in that. And that is, those relationships can suffer. Children go on a tangent, on out of control, whatever that may look like. But there's a price for everything. And what I've found and what I truly believe is that the price for not doing it is always greater than the price for doing it. Now, I'm not saying, to be a workaholic and all of those things in your business, and I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that if we're gonna pay a price, let's pay the price for something good and something positive in our lives, with our family, with our health. There's a price for me to pay when I get up at 4:15 and 4:30 in the morning, and then I'm going to the gym. There's a price I'm paying for that. And that's because I'm getting up early. I'm getting up in the dark. It causes me to go to bed earlier because I know that I want the amount of time that I sleep. There's a price for that. But there's also a bigger price, I believe, if I don't get up and if I don't do these things. Yes, I don't have to get up at that time of the morning to do it. I make that choice to do that. But the point of this is that it's the not having that, being in the health that I want to be in, then to be able to do the things that I want to do with my wife, with my daughter, with our grandkids, all of those things. See, for me, that's a bigger price to pay than it is for the price of actually doing it. Same thing in your business, in your health, your relationships, all of those things. You're paying a price every single day. And I just want to make sure that you're paying the price, that it's moving you in a positive direction. You see, the work's going to be hard either way. So you might as well do it out of something that's going to move you forward instead of keeping you stuck back here. And so many times it's like, you hear it's like there's, the path to success, it's tough. It can be. There's no doubt about it. But the price, what I find don't talk about is that what's the price it's going to be is if I don't do all of this, if I don't do these things, if I don't do spend the time in my relationships or in my health, what does that look like? And it's interesting is because people will share with me and talk about like, hey, Bill, I watch your content. They may be, in my world at some point seeing this in one of the groups or on my page, on my business page. And as I speak and coach on different things, is that like you're always like you spend a lot of time like talking about like mindset, like not tactical things like go do this in your business, do this. And I do cover that. But the reason I do this is because it is so important. It all starts here. It all starts how we're thinking. And if our thinking is wrong, and if we're not moving in the right direction of how we're going to think, how I think about myself, how you should be thinking about yourself, it's then all the other tactics and strategies and all the other things, just it doesn't matter because we won't do it. This is what I 100% believe, and I know this, is that we all know what to do. Like anyone watching this knows that, hey, in order for me to stay healthy, I need to what? I need to exercise, right? Some form exercise. I need to eat a healthy diet, which means not a bunch of sugar, not a bunch of refined carbohydrate. We know it's not, the information is there. There's more information now. We live in we have more information at our disposal, at our fingertips than any other time in history. And it's only getting more and more and more and more. So it's not the lack of knowledge and that piece of it. Same thing with our business. Most of everyone knows, if you're watching this and you're in my world, is like, it's like, hey, I know this is what I need to do. I need make connections with people, right? I got a product or a service. Hey, I need to sell. I need to get that in front of more people. And to be able to do this, it's not what we do it's not rocket science. But the issue of it is that what gets in the way of that is our thinking, because we create stories and we're not willing to pay that price of like, oh, I'll have to get uncomfortable. I don't like talking on the phone, or I don't want to feel salesy. All the stories that we create and we tell ourselves, hey, I don't like going to the gym. I don't, whatever. I don't want to get up early. All of those things. Or we do it and we say, but I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. I'll start whenever, right? Sometime in the future. And what happens is that most of the time we just don't do it. It's just the truth. And it's hard sometimes for us to hear that, but at times we have to hear it. We have to sometimes be slapped up against the head and kind of go, hey, here's the thing. Do this. You're paying this price. You're paying actually a greater price not to get the things that you want, that you say that you want in your life, versus doing the thing or things that will get you there. So I ask you, if you're going to pay a price, which price do you want to pay? The one that's going to not get you where you want to be, regardless of where your business or your personal life, your health, doesn't matter. And it's all about making different choices. It all boils down to this one thing, this one simple thing, is that we've all gotten here. I've gotten here today in making this video, talking with you. For every choice that I've ever made in my life has led up to this moment. If you think about it, it's got me here. However, that's got me here. Where I will go from here will be based upon the next choices that I make. And so it's all about making that next better choice. Are we always going to get the choices and the decisions that we make right? No, we're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. Because then what does that allow us to do? It allows us to learn something and go, oh, hey, I'm going to make a different decision next time. I'm going to make a different choice. Doing the same thing over and over again, the exact same way, and expecting a different outcome is called insanity. Albert Einstein. And so why I share this with you today is because I see it in the world that we live in, and there's so many. We live in such a great time of opportunity. Again, we have more information at our disposal. It's like we live in a world where I grew up I'm old, so I grew up in a world that this didn't exist. I lived in a world that we couldn't do video and be on and have people see us around the world, right? There's so much opportunity. And I just want to make sure that you're paying the price of progress, of positivity that is going to take you to where that you want to be and not where you don't want to be. So, my challenge to you, as it always is to me, my own challenge, right? I'm not just, when I talk to you, I'm talking to myself because I see myself in the screen. So I don't see anyone else, is to live that, to understand that is like, I want to pay, if I'm going to pay this price, I want to make sure that my reward, that what I'm going to get for paying that price, because there's going to be a reward. Either it's going to be the reward I want and it's going to be a great reward, or it's not. And it's really more so like what it's not going to be. It's not really a reward. It's going to be, unfortunately, a consequence for paying the wrong price, for not making those right choices and decisions that would move me in the other direction. So that's what I've got for you today. It maybe is a little bit heavy, but hey, you know what? Sometimes we just need it. We just need to hear it again and maybe in a different way. And what I share with you isn't like I've just created this. No, we all know it. We've all heard it. The issue of it is like, now am I going to hear it differently this time? And what am I going to do? What choice am I going to make that's going to make that look different? So as always, hey, thank you for watching. I will see everybody back here next Thursday. Bye-bye now.